Hey, what's up? Hope you all are doing good. So this video is all about client onboarding and how you can automate all this process. So if you're a small business and you're spending a lot of time on client onboarding and you're not big enough yet to hire people, this video is for you. And if you're a big company, you already have a lot of VAs, this video is for you too. I'll tell you why. Average VA in US costs you $20 to $25 per hour, and average onboarding process takes 3 hours. So you're spending $75 to $80 just on one client onboarding. Now, on the other hand, you can create a make.com automation that will cost you $1 in make.com credits. So there will be no more delays. It will be way more faster and way more scalable. Now, in this video, I'll show you how you can automate all that stuff. So first, I'll show you why you need a client onboarding system. And I'll show you exactly how much money and how much time it saves you. And second, I'll show you my own client onboarding system on make.com, and I'll show you in depth how you can create it for yourself. Let's get started. Let's say you have 10 to 15 clients, and this is how the normal onboarding steps look like. You send them an intake form, they fill it up. Sometimes they don't do it. You send them an email, you wait for them. Then you create a contract on the PandaDoc, you send them, then you wait for them, you send them follow-up reminders, then you get it signed. You have to create a folder in Google Drive, upload that file there, the contract, and then send a copy to the client, and then send them in the onboarding link, wait for them. And once that's done, you have to create a workspace, invite them. All this shit takes like 3 hours for each client on average. So if you're a legal firm or something, it's take even more time. So now you know it takes you 3 hours. Now let me show you how much it costs you. So if you have, let's say, 10 clients, it costs you 30 hours per month. And if you have 15, you get 45 hours per month. You're spending that time on just onboarding. So if you have a US based VA, it's costing you $600 to $750 a month just on onboarding. And then if you have an offshore one, then you're spending $300 to $450 a month just on onboarding. You have to understand. And then if you just check that pricing for yearly, you're spending 7-9K just on onboarding yearly, 35 to 4,000, like 5,000 just on onboarding. That is a lot. Now, on the other hand, you can just have like make.com automation and spend $1 for each client onboarding. So manually, it will take you 3 hours. On the automation, it will take you zero. On monthly clients, let's say you have 15, you're spending 45 hours. Here you spend nothing. Then you have a monthly cost, which is 600 to 750 US based VA. And here you're spending $1 per client. So even if you have a $20 make.com subscription, it is enough to onboard 15, 20 clients easy. And then error delays, it's very high when a human is doing this, of course. And then in the automation, there's none. Then scalability with human, it's poor, and with automation, it's infinite. Now, if you take a $20 subscription of make.com, you get around 20K credits. And in reality, if you're a normal company, it takes maximum 200 credits for each client onboarding, right? zero point 0.2 cents. So let's say if you're a law firm or something where the process is even more legal, and you're spending 1000 connects, so that 1000 connect costs you only a dollar. So even if you take on the highest end, you're spending $1 per client. That's it. So in this video, I'll show you the complete process of my onboarding system and how I do everything. All right, so this is my make.com account, and what I do is like I have two intake forms which basically look same. One is like a discovery form, as you can see, and another one is a client onboarding form. So when somebody books a meeting with me, when I send them cold emails and they book a Calendly link, right, and we talk and they say like, yeah, we want to work, I send them an onboarding form. Now, when somebody fills up a form on my website, that's like a client discovery form. They both look same. I'll show you. The only difference is their name. One is client onboarding, another one is new client discovery form. So I have to make a copy of every single thing because I don't want to share my data. But yeah, this is how it looks. I also have an Airtable setup. I'll show you in just a minute. So all the form entries that I get from the discovery form, I save them here. And all the clients that I onboard, I save their data here, right? Now, let me show you first the new discovery form. So as soon as someone forms my tally form, what happens is this automation get triggered. This is tally, and then all that data get feeded into my Airtable database, right? Once that thing happen, it also sends me an email. There's a new form intake. So I know. And then later on, I have to go to my Airtable dashboard, and then I sit there and I go through all the details, and I found out like, okay, if this guy is a good fit or not. So here you got the first name, last name, WhatsApp, company names. This is big data anyways. What they do, their industry, their target CEOs, or because we run cold emails, their location. Now, some people have their setup, some people are willing to invest in the setup. So we have both option here, and this the status. So basically here I select that if this person is qualified or not. I only work with them if it's qualified. So when the data comes fresh, all fresh here, it's automatically set to new. But when I click on qualified, then it's like it's just good to work with. Now let me show you my second automation, which is client onboarding. Now the reason these two are different is because when I get an intake form from my client discovery, I want to wait and check their information and then send them the contract and every single thing. But when I get an intake from onboarding, I don't have to check that. I can just simply start, like I can just send them the contract and start working, right? Because they're already checked. I already went on the meeting with them. They said, yeah, they're interested. I'm also good with their niche. So when somebody fills up this onboarding form, everything just gets started automatically. So here I have Tally connected to my onboarding form. Then I have my Airtable database. This is the discovery form again. I just like to have the data here. And here I choose the status as qualified. I don't choose it as new, qualified, because it's not onboarding. And then I make an HTTPS request, which I'll show you in a moment, where I send the record ID of this Airtable. And then it sends me a email to notify me that, okay, this person has filled the onboarding form. Now, third automation is triggered to send. So in this automation, we actually send the contract. Now, this is a webhook, right? We just saw the second scenario where we have this HTTPS request and it make a request. So it makes a request here. Now, when I have onboarding, just like I said it, everything is automated. I don't have to check. But when I have a client discovery form, I have to make sure they are qualified. So I don't have an HTTPS here. In that case, what I do is like I just go to my Airtable and I have a button here and I just click on send contracts. So it make a HTTPS request through my browser and that webhook get activated, you know, and then automation start working. So first we have the webhook here. Once this thing gets triggered, it sends a Airtable ID. Then I paste the ID here and I get the details about that record. I have a filter here just to make sure that status of that lead is qualified. And then I have some variables here. So I have two types of templates in my PandaDoc. The one for the client that do not have any cold email setup. Just like I said, we run cold emails. So and they're willing to invest in the setup. Second one is they already have a setup and they will just provide us the access. So I have different contracts for them. So here I have set some conditions for that because I want to send contracts based on their options if they want to invest or not. So first I have condition 1, which is ready to invest in setup. So what happens is if I have a question here in my intake form where person has to choose like, are you willing to invest in the setup? Do you have a setup or not? They have two options. Like one is like, yeah, I'm willing to invest in the setup, $500. And then second is like, no, I have the setup, I'll provide you. So those are the two conditions. So condition 1, you can see my Boolean quotation here, the formula. So if the question is equal to yes, I'll invest $500 setup, it will give us true. So this condition will become true. And here if they will, and here this question is equal to no, I already have a setup, then this will become true, the condition 2, that I have a setup. Now I have condition 1 email copy, right? And then I have condition 2 email copy in which they already have setup, right? And then I have template ID for condition 1 and then template ID for condition 2, right? This is the ID. Now in the PandaDocs, I have, so this is my document name where I just want to convert today's time, that now time, into date, month and year format. And I have the first name, last name, and the company name from the Airtable, as you can see here. Then I have this template ID. So here I have created a formula again. So if the condition 1 is equal true, it will send template 1, right? It will use template 1. If not, then it will use template 2, right? Then I have my subject line, then I have my message in the same format. If condition 1 equals true, use condition 1 email copy. If not, then use condition 2 email copy. Very simple. After that, so here we get the data, here we have the condition set up, and here we create the data on the Panda docs, and then we get the document. So once the document is sent, we get the details about it, right? And then we update the Airtable with the shareable link. So I just simply paste a shareable link in the Airtable in the additional field here. So this is how the third process look like. Now let's go to fourth one. All right, so this is the fourth automation. So this get triggered when the contract is signed. So I have a PandaDoc webbook here. You have an inbuilt module in this, which is very good. So once the contract is signed, this automatically gets triggered, and then it gives me a bunch of detail. So what I do is like search the email address of this person from the document, and I match it with my record, which is this record. When I do that, I get a record ID. So I just simply put the record ID here and I get all that data of that record. Then I create a new record in a different base, which is my client dashboard, because all the people I'm working with, I want their data here separate. So here I just simply map out all the details I get from the get record: first name, last name, email address, WhatsApp, industry names, and then I choose the contract status as contract signed and then payment status as on trial. Then I have a PandaDocs module which says download a document. So here I just simply put the ID that I got from here and I download that document. Then I create a folder into my Google Drive. Folder name, I just like to use date, month, year, then first name, last name, and the company name. After that, we upload that file from the PandaDocs, you can see here, and then we make another HTTPS request. Now in this HTTPS request, this will activate the next automation. We send Airtable ID, record ID, and the Google Drive file ID. Now let's talk about the fifth automation, which is the last. So once the HTTPS request is made from the fourth automation, this automation get triggered. So here we get the Airtable ID and the Google Drive file name. So here we will just simply map out the record ID and we'll get all the details about that record. Then we'll download that Google Drive file, and after that I share the contract copy, right? So I send the guy email because got his data here. I just send them an email. The subject line is here, and I send them an email and I attach that Google Drive file, the PDF of the signed contract. And then what I do is like I create a Google task. Okay, so here the process look different because some people like to onboard on Slack. For me personally, I like WhatsApp, so I use WhatsApp. So I just have data here, so I have to manually add them on WhatsApp. I already have their number and their name, and I simply send them message. And then I have another email which I send to the client, and I send them my Calendly booking meeting link, and that's how it's all done. So yeah, this is it. This is how you can automate all your onboarding process. It's really simple. It's not that hard. It's not that rocket science. And the best part about this is it only costs you $1 for each client. So if you're spending all this time, it's way better. You can just have this automation for once. Another thing you might notice here is like I do not have wait timing here. Like I do not have a wait here where I'm just waiting for 30 seconds, then sending the contract. I'll tell you why. For me, we run cold emails and we do AI workflow automations also, right? So these are the two things we do. So when I onboard a client, I don't want to add waiting time on it. The moment they fill up the onboarding form, I just bombard them with all the emails and all the details. And they ask me later on, like, hey man, how do you do that? How do you do that so fast? And I'm like, well, because I have an automation setup. We also help companies with that. And they're like, nice, can you do it for us? I'm like, yeah, sure. So that's the reason I don't add wait timing in it. But yeah, if you want, you can add it. It's good. All right, so this is the video about automated client onboarding system and how you can do it for you. Now, if you need help sending cold emails, you can just go to the first link in the description. I can help you with that. And if you need help with creating same automation, you can also connect with me. We can help you with that. All right, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.